Yay, Peru, Slovakia, Belgium, Kenya, excellent. Well, you are all so very welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us today. We are going to go very quickly through the recent programs that Global Water Dances has to offer. And then I really want to give you all an opportunity to ask your questions. I had an idea, brainstorm this morning, that maybe we could do breakout groups today. I don't know if we'll have enough time for that, but it might be interesting to figure out who would like to connect with who, or what parts of the world would like to connect. It'll be my first time trying to do that, so it might be a little chaotic, but we're gonna go with the flow. Raise your hands if you can see my screen. Great. I'm going to, the thing that I don't like about Zoom is when I share out in a PowerPoint, I lose your beautiful faces. So write in the chat if you have any questions or comments. I won't be able to address them until after the PowerPoint, but I promise the PowerPoint will be quick. There's a lot of information in the PowerPoint. I just want to make sure I get that information to you, but most of the time today, we're going to be diving in deep and hearing your questions, so that if things come across a little fast, go with the flow and write down your questions in the chat, and I promise you we will get to them, okay? So here I go, present. Global Water Dances. This is who the steering committee comprises of. We love what we do. We've been doing it for a really long time. The mission of Global Water Dances, even if you've returned, I really just want to state this again so you understand why you are part of this community, so that it's always at the forefront of your mind and your body. We connect and support a global community of choreographers and dancers to inspire action and international collaboration for water issues through the universal language of dance. And a kind of a short equation that is really, gives quick access to what we're all about. Global Water Dances is participatory art and environmental activism. Where is the globe all around the world? What is water, and how is dances? So this is going to be the focus of our time together today. We are going to go through day by day what the festival has in store for us in 2021. It is our 10th year anniversary. So we're pulling out all the stops, and we're giving ourselves a week to celebrate and get together and be inspired. We're going to be opening up on World Ocean Day on Tuesday, June 8th. And that day is going to be hopefully a big social media blitz to let everybody around the world know that Global Water Dances is starting. And then the following 3 days, the 9th, 10th, and 11th, we're going to be having an online film event where we're going to be showing videos from all around the world. We're going to be showing our documentary again, which we're so proud of, that looks back at the last 10 years. We're going to be basically providing the world and our community specifically with online resources and inspiration to see what we're all about. On the Saturday, June 12th, for those of you who are able, we're going to be connecting to local sites via live stream. And if you're not able to live stream, just organize and lead your events anyway, record them, and we'll be able to get a glimpse into what you've done after the fact. And then on Sunday, for everybody who can, please definitely join us in a big old worldwide Zoom meeting so that we can get together and do the global dance and the participatory dance. So the next few slides are going to go through these days in more detail. I just want to emphasize over and over and over again, these are all optional. This is our, the steering committee's offering to you. It's an invitation. To whatever extent you're able to do any of these activities, great. If you're not able to for any reason, you're still a part of our family. It's like if someone didn't do their homework, the teacher wouldn't say, get out the class. So whatever you're able to do, you do. And whatever you're not able to do, there's always 2023. So for the first day, June 8th, which is World Ocean Day, we are going to have a big social media party. And we have on our YouTube channel, and I'm going to give you the links and show you how to access this at the end. But it's a 1-minute dance, and it's very simple movement. And the idea is just to show your interpretation of this dance wherever. It could be your favorite water site. It could be your bathroom. It could be at a plaza. It really is just a way to say Global Water Dances is kicking off. So you learn the dance, you video yourself doing the dance, and then you publish the video of yourself or your friends or your family or your students, whoever you were able to convince to do this dance with you, publish that on whatever social media platforms you belong to, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, for example. And definitely don't forget to add the hashtag GWD Splash Mob 2021. You don't have to write any of this down. I'm going to show you on our website where all of this information is. But if you do like to process through writing, feel free to do that too. Tag at Global Water Dances, that is our social media tag. And why not 3 other people that you would like to challenge to do the splash mob too? This would be a kind of a way to get the wave going from the very beginning. So we're using social media to bring us together. We're using social media for good. So here's a fun challenge to yourself and to other people that you know that really want to use social media for a really beautiful purpose, like building our community. And of course, don't forget to follow us on social media. So I'm going to show you the 1-minute composite version. We got movement ideas from our community members. And then Vanya, our artistic director, and Martha Eddy, one of the steering committee members, they got together and they basically put those movements together. And that's how we came up with the 1-minute splash mob, we're calling it. So take a look, it's just a minute.
You ever wondered what actors and actresses do when they have to get in shape really fast?
Ignore that. That's so not what we're all about. Can you hear? So I'm going to stop the share screen and just take a pause and see if you have any questions about the splash mob. You can use the Zoom to raise your hand to make sure that I don't miss you if you do have any questions, or you can do a a body wave. Mohammed, you have a question? Unmute yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. Okay, Mohammed from Mombasa, Kenya. This is the second time it will be great, but actually the video is started a second before, and then it was not just clear, but it was a nice movement all of you if you've done. If you're gonna repeat it again, at least we're gonna have an idea of what you guys did, but it was great. Congratulations.
Thank you
Question
so
later when
much.
arises.
Thank you so much. And you can see that it's very simple movement. There's a lot of repetition because it's inspired by the music, which is all about call and response. And you can play with this movement, right? You can be with someone and kind of one person goes, the other person goes. You can do it by yourself, or if you have someone else or other people, you can do it in unison. But yeah, the idea is just fun, simple, fun movement. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for that support. Is it also filmed? Let me look at the chat. From behind, ooh. Is it also filmed from behind? Sometimes easier to learn. Really great question. I will work on that. Because we do have Vanya's global dance, the rear view and the front row. Say hi, Vanya. Everyone knows our artistic director, Vanya, right? Beautiful dancer. Obviously, Vanya, jump in anytime. Just interrupt me for any reason, okay? Yeah, I think that the global dance, having it the rear view and the back view was super, super helpful. So I will work on that. I do want to say that in addition to the version that you just saw, there's also a version of one person doing it indoors and another version of one person doing it outdoors. So that might also help to see one person moving. But we work on the back view. Any other questions? Yes, thank you, Vanya. We have a solo version too, so it's easier to follow. Exactly. Okay. Should I start it again? Because I have, Aubrey and then Victoria.
Hello.
Hello.
I have two questions. One, should people also tag like Global Water Dances Massachusetts, so that it comes up on people who are following those websites too, social media? And do you put it on the social media on June 8th?
So yes to the first question, tag whoever, wherever. The more tagging, I don't know anything about social media, so tell me if I'm saying something wrong, but the more tagging, the more hashtagging, the better. And to your second question, this is going to be an initiative of the community members. So it'll be you uploading it to your social media accounts. And when you tag to our social media accounts, we will be able to share. You can put it up anytime you want, but the 8th is our target date just because it's the first day of the festival and it's World Ocean Day.
Okay, thank you.
Anya?
Yes. Hi, Audrey. Good to see you. So I would like to add a little bit about that. And what we are going to do is like, as Natasha said, if you start tagging people, it will be like more as a kind of a network, right? And we're going to try to give it time to that. So we were thinking about doing that on the day or before the day. And at the end, we decided to kind of push for this 1 week before, so we can have enough videos that are going to build up. And on June 8th, with all the tags, we're going to do kind of a quick shout out of everybody who participated on June 8th, but that could continue during the festival too. So we're going to start the let's say the campaign or the challenge 1 week before June 8th, announcing that day. So it will be a sort of building up also the excitement for everybody to do the global water dances on the week of June 8th. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, thank you. Great question, Audrey. And I got some clarification too. So pushing for June 1st to start building up the social media, and then Global Water Dances will give a shout out to everyone on June 8th. Did I get it right, Vanya? Great. Victoria.
So I'm just going to restate that so I make sure I heard it, because that was one of my questions. So I can, if I'm going to get together with a group of people, I can do that at any time and film it and then post it sometime between the 1st and the 8th. Okay, first. And the other piece is the music something we are asked to be using, or can we actually have a live drummer and people's voices singing agua, water? I mean, because it's a simple rhythm, and I'm a hand drummer, so I have a lot of friends who play drums. Right? Can we do that live, or do we need to use that piece of music? Because I want to respect that musician as well, if that's what you're asking.
Vanya, would you like to answer?
Wow. I didn't think about that. I mean, we didn't think about that. I think it's amazing. I think in the past we were always saying also that, like by example for the global dance, that we will love people to use the, the actual music that we were, setting, let's say. Sorry, it's early here in the West Coast. I'm still trying to figure out my thoughts. And in this case, well, I think it will be a really great opportunity for, putting together musicians, live musicians and people. So I will say, why not? I will say it will be awesome. Just maybe also kind of, I think it will be good for me also to put, for us to put like a little credit of the original musician and, in the post. So yes, to put the chant, where it's coming from.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's because that's,
mm-hmm.
I've also, the group that we chant, we always try to find the source, right? And give them credit.
Exactly.
Inspired by is what we usually put if we video something, inspired by the music of, right? Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful question and very exciting. Gives me an idea to connect with the drummer that I know here that I didn't even think about that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love these Zoom meetings. That's like a little golden nugget of something that just happened. So I'm seeing in the chat that there are other questions about music. We're gonna get to the questions. I just wanna ask, does anyone have a question about, any other question about the splash mob? About when, about how, about why? Zakarula, you have a question?
Yes, hello everyone.
Tell us from where you're from, even though it's in the chat.
I am from Greece, in Thessaloniki. Hello. I would like something about the splash mob, and the question is that I need, if you can do it, some more information about the originated of the movements in order to understand which is the feeling that they are carrying and which is the message that we want to pass. Is that something specific, or everyone can interpret it in his way or her way?
It's the latter. The people that volunteered their movement, they were very comfortable that whoever would be doing the movement would be interpreting it in any way they want. But thank you so much for asking that question, because it speaks to the importance of authenticity. It speaks to the importance of context. So really, really great question, but feel free to look at the movement and have it make sense to your body and your context. I will take, for example, when I did my video so that there would just be one dancer doing all of the movement, I had to make changes because there were some things that, number one, I couldn't do, and number two, I've trained in traditional Haitian dance, And I'm, really obsessed with movement that's inspired by water. And so it flowed in my body differently than it flowed in the originator's body. And it is totally okay. Which leads me to say, when you look at the video of me doing it, that's me. You don't have to do it like me. You don't have to do it like the original creators of the movement. It's like what Victoria said, just how we reference the musician inspired by, we have permission to reference the movement. Great question. Great question.
Thank you. Something more?
Yes.
Can I ask on that?
Please.
Okay. And when it feels for me when I see those movements that it's something like a ritual. Is that true? Because I have it's not clear to my mind what ritual means yet. So because I don't have the Laban education, so I don't know if where can I get more information about what ritual means, and I don't want to mess it up in this part. So because I think it's important, I would like to know some more things. I don't know if this is the time, because I feel it like ritual from all the dancers. And the second question is if we can use another music in order to attract people that they know, and then put the music of the splash mob that you proposed. Is that possible? Those two. Thank you.
It's a great question. I'm going to ask Vanya for you to do something for me, please. Can you find the link of the webinar playlist and put it in the chat? So we had a webinar in March. The theme of which was ritual, water, and ecological stewardship. And a part of the reason we organized that webinar is because you are not alone in your questioning about that particular section. I would say take a look at that, and especially toward the end of the webinar, where the discussion opened up a little bit, where we played around with this idea, what is ritual? The short answer to your question, that ritual section, like the local dance section, really can be whatever makes sense for you. It's important because when we look at each other's events, we want to see what made sense in Thessaloniki. We want to see what makes sense in New York City. We want to see, and not even New York City, but Martha Eddy in New York City, as opposed to Lynn Newman in New York City. Really feel comfortable to be bold and take a risk and say, this is what I'm feeling in 2021. Check me out in 2023 when ritual may look something different than what I'm doing. So I want you to give yourselves permission to make the ritual and the local dance section your own. Now, if you need guidance, if you need support because you're curious, definitely reach out, right? You can look at the videos of past events. If you find a video in a part of the world that was just so compelling and so inspiring, contact that site leader, contact me. I'm obsessed with the theme of ritual. We could have a long conversation about the complexity and the challenges and the beauty related to that particular word, especially in the context of water and water stewardship. So short answer, do what feels right. A little medium answer, continue to talk with people about it. I wonder, I'm going to challenge all of you. Look at the map on the Global Dances website. Find a part of the world that you've never been to, you've always wanted to go to, you're curious about. Click on that little water droplet, look for the email of the site leader in that site, send an email to that person, strike up a quick conversation. Why not? It's a big part of the uniqueness of our program is that we're a part of a global network. I think we're up to, I don't know, Vanya, how many sites so far? 115? I'm putting her on the spot. She's looking to make sure.
It's 129 right now.
129 in the middle of a pandemic. It's a big deal. So let's take advantage of what makes us unique and reach out to each other and support each other. I made connections with people in Switzerland that I would not have known if it wasn't for Global Water Dances. So I encourage you to do that. Your second question about music and attracting, it's similar to the first answer. You know your audience, you know your people, you know your community. We as dancers and teachers and community builders and environmental activists, we are here to challenge our community, but first we need to meet them where they are. So let's do both. Have some music that brings an audience, and then once you have them and they feel your authenticity and they feel your energy, encourage them to do something a little different than maybe they would not have done if it wasn't for you in that particular time, in that particular place. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much. It was more than adequate. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm always happy to see you, and I'm always thrilled with your questions because they make me think and they make me go deep. I'm RSA. I see your hand is up. I don't see your beautiful face.
Yes, 1 minute.
Take your time.
I will put my video. Yeah, yes. So sorry that I stopped my video because all the time movement, so I don't want to. Yes, nope. I listened to what Zasharola is telling. And I think into my creative videos for the set in Benin, I am trying to find out the local dance and mix it with such contemporary dance. And of course, there is the music in the middle. And I was like asking myself how it could go to mix this music, which we have already for the official music, and also the local dance and the ritual dance, how to mix all these things together and to express something into the nature. And I want to tell to all of you that I am in Berlin. So the big German community is there. Anya, hello.
Hi, Anya.
And thank you for the connection. Thank you for the connection, Natasha. It is a big relationship which is going here in Berlin. So I am going to lead the sit in Benin, which is in West Africa. So I will have to travel the next week already to Benin for to manage everything on the spot, like to be ready for the week event. So this is how I am thinking, and in terms of organization, how to bring the people, because my seat is in the top of one hills in Dassa, and the people have to go on the top. So I don't know if it is also not a problem to have a lot of people on the top of the hills, or if it is also not a problem like to have just the choreographer and the musician on the top, because they will play live music. So yeah, this is what yes. But I think I have a screenplay. I know already how it will be. I have all the contact there, and I think something very nice is going to come out from Benin, West Africa, Global Water Dance this year.
I don't think I know, because we've seen IMRSA's work in the past, and I'm so happy that you shared what you shared, because I think it's a great illustration of how much site leaders do. This project is so complex and so multi-layered, and feel free, especially if you are new to Global Water Dances the first time, feel free to be as simple as you feel comfortable. And even if you're returning to Global Water Dances, maybe this is a tough year for you. So simple is beautiful. And if you like to take on big challenges and fly from one country to the other and go to the top of a hill, do it, do it, do it. But I really appreciate that you shared that, because I think we need to give ourselves just right now a round of applause and a pat on the back and a big hug, because no matter where you are in the process and no matter how simple or complex the work is, We all are doing so many different things. This is one of many things that we're doing. And Vanya, myself, the entire steering committee, we're in awe of you and we appreciate you. And we're just so happy to be a part of this process with you. Any other questions about the splash mob before we move on to the video online showing? Splash mob. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to make sure that you know where to go to find out more information about the sharing. Do you see my screen? Okay, so I'll go to globalwaterdances.com. And for choreographers, if you're on your mobile, this box is maybe sometimes at the bottom of the screen. Wherever it is, this is your best friend. Trust me, this particular web page right here is going to give you all the information that you need. And if it's not there, email us and we'll get it on this page. So if you scroll down and you look at June 8th, GWD Splash Mob, you can access the solo version, the video with the original choreographers, you can download the music, and this whole section here will help you with your involvement if you choose to do so with the Splash Mob. All right, so I'm going to go now to the film showing, the online film showing. So this is a completely brand new initiative this year. And the motivation behind this was, number one, we were unsure about how much on-site activity could have happened because of the pandemic, but we still wanted to see and inspire and challenge our community to get involved. And from the very beginning, Global Water Dances has been using technology in really interesting, innovative ways to get communities to come together. So we thought this was going to be a fun and wonderful challenge. It's our mini version of a film festival. So if you are interested in participating in this, there are 3 categories that we hope will inspire you. If you were going to make a dance video around the theme of water rituals, what would that look like? Maybe this is something Zakarula and I would do together because we're so interested in that question of ritual. Also, if you really wanted to highlight local water issues, what would that look like? And if you wanted to play with the global dance, what would it look like to present the global dance, not necessarily with just the video on a tripod in one place, but how would you play with the camera so that you would be performing and choreographing with the global dance in mind, playing with this idea of distance. So you would create the dance film, and it's going to be featured as a premiere on our Global Water Dances YouTube channel on either the 9th, 10th, or 11th. We really want to encourage you to create videos of 5 minutes or less because it will give us an opportunity to show more videos. And we would like you to submit this by May 30th. And I wanted to show you an example of a video that was created even before we came up with this idea, but I was looking through some of the Global Water Dances videos that previous site leaders have shared with us. And I thought this would be an interesting video to look at to see how creative you could be with this project if you were so inclined to do it. So here we go. This is from Zandi in Hong Kong in 2019.
From outer space. Anyone has seen a stranger around these parts? Let us know about it right away. Don't try to talk to yourself. No dangerous place.
I mean, just come on. Yes, I will share the video link. I want to just say a few things. That was 5 minutes. You can get a lot of message across in 5 minutes. It is obvious that Zandi either has done that before or is working with someone who knows what they're doing. So I show you that not to intimidate, but to inspire. when I looked at that, I thought to myself, for my first attempt, I would just put a bucket in the water and just film myself. That section where she was in that that vessel, that's as much as I could take on, right? I would film that and I would play with that in some editing software. So if you're inspired by that, but feel there's no way that I can do anything like that in less than a month, I would say, what jumped out at you the most, and where could you in your environment experiment with that one thing that jumped out at you? And you don't even have to send it to us. I hope you do. But it's just, it's another way to communicate what we value about water. It's very artistic, it's very creative, it's very compelling, and we can each do it in our own simple and complex ways. So I hope that inspired you. And I hope that you consider really to play around with this and send us a video, 5 minutes or less, between now and May 30th. Any questions? All right, we will move on. So, thank you, Vanya. Yes.
Yes, I think there is a question. I don't know if Mars is still, yeah, putting his hand up, or it was before.
Oh, Amar.
No. I don't have my hand on the top anymore.
Oh, okay.
My hands are on the ground already.
Okay.
There is a question from Fernanda that was in Spanish, but I think it's good to share. Just answer.
Please.
Yes.
And then we have a question from Maria after.
So she was saying if the videos that are going to be presented in this film showing, they need to be new and they need to be video dance if you want to participate. And I think it's good to clarify that too. Like, yes, like they don't need to be like brand new videos that you need to do right now. If you have already a video that is related to these 3 different themes, that is either ritual. And when we say ritual, is about the value of water itself and within the body. So how is the water resonated in your body? And or related to any sort of connection with something higher than yourself. Like, I think that's kind of what we are talking about, ritual, the connection with water, with nature. And, or the second one is the local dance, that is more, not local dance, sorry, it's more about, yes, environmental issues and how, you know, using dance as a mean, as a way to, yes, to send the word out and to share that with people about any environmental issue. And the third one is about just the global dance. So in those 3 different categories, and maybe some of them will be, you know, maybe your video will be a mix of them, but you can, you know, sort of pick which one will be the one that is a priority. And yes, they don't need to be video dance. Like this one was more related to something, you know, like an artistic sort of vision that she had, and it was beautiful. It can be about the global dance, how you're taking the global dance, or maybe you are doing, as the pandemic, you're doing your rehearsals for the global dance with people online through Zoom, how you are doing that, or you are passing the movement with other people. How do you take the creative approach to dancing with water on this day? So I think, yes, and the deadline for this, I think it's important to tell you, in order to be on the week of, you know, to showing for the week of June 8th, we will need to have the videos by May 30th. So we have a month for you to figure out if you want to, you know, collect a video from the past and present it on that day, or if you would like to maybe have, yes, to create something on these days. Yes.
So helpful. Thank you so much, Vanya. I love, I never thought about that, right? A kind of like a 5 minute version of a documentary on how you put the global dance together. That's brilliant. Well, Vanya has a lot of experience with screen dance and video dance, and I'm not surprised that she had that brilliant idea. Oh yes, Maria, you had your hand up before.
Yes, hello everybody. Nice to be here.
Tell us from where you're zooming in from.
I'm zooming in from Cork, Ireland, but I'm a Berliner. So yeah, okay.
And the other Germans here.
Yes, hi. So okay, so just quickly, can it be more than one video? because I myself, we had lockdown and well, in about 10 days we can meet more people. So so I did a little bit of what you were doing, and I asked people I know who are comfortable in dancing if they are going to create a local dance and be part of the Cork team in their own way. So I sent a few people out, and I don't know who will who will actually make a little video with their camera phone, you know, so all along one river, hopefully. But so I don't know what will come back, and I gave a little amount of time as well, and I said I'm happy 30 seconds, I'm happy up to 4 minutes. So I don't know how much editing we will be able to do, but originally I thought, okay, I can't meet anybody and I will just put whatever comes to me and whatever I can put together for global, for the ritual. And if I can, a little film, and if I can't, at least maybe 1 or 2, you know, local water issue camera phone videos. So it's a big open question then, is if it's more, can I put more? Or
wonderful question, very exciting. How, like, when someone asks a question like that, like, how do you say no? You can't say no. I would say, and Vanya, jump in here, if you have more than one video to submit, please definitely do that. We would just say, like, we're asking people to shoot for 5 minutes or less, but if it's more than 5 minutes, send it anyway. But you are more likely to have it be a part of the online film video showing if it's less than 5 minutes. I would say the same thing to your question. If you submit more than one video, please do that. But if we have a lot of submissions, we might only be able to choose one of the videos that you submitted. What do you think about that, Vanya?
Yes, we might choose one or all. That our idea will be like, you know, like we would love to share everything. We want to be inclusive. We don't want to actually separate and say, okay, we're going to select only the, you know, the best. The thing is, yes, we need to fit that on those 3 days. So depending on how many, you know, incoming proposals we have, we are going to show, you know, more or less. But yes, you're welcome to send it, and then we're going to share, you know, like all of that like later on. Like also, if people cannot send their videos by the deadline, we're going to have also a post that says like a post-performance videos that we always have, especially for those who are performing live and they're going to have the recording later on. That will still continue, so we can also do that. But we will love to have everything for, you know, the special week. So if you can do it, go for it.
Does that answer your question, Maria?
yeah, and it's good you mentioned, thank you. Yeah, it's good because when I read it, I went, okay, so so if I do the ritual part and I have an idea, and if I do the global part, it's better to keep it separate. And but okay, so it's up to us to edit, and the time is kind of important. Okay, good. Yeah, so the post performance thing in Cork, we are trying to tie in with the 1 week and I've reached out to a lot of environmental agencies, and it's a little bit difficult. They kind of say, yeah, I will do a talk for you, or yeah, I will do a nature walk for you or something. So we're still working on how exactly to come together. Or if it's a fundraiser or what's it gonna be. So that will probably happen on June 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th or something. So I wonder, it's still the same with the make a video after the event as well for documentation, no?
Absolutely
That's
true.
still the same. Okay.
Yeah.
To get a chance.
That is different than the online video showing. The online video showing is a new initiative, creative explorations of these three categories of ritual, environmental, local environmental issues, and the global dance. The actual Global Water Dances event that site leaders are organizing, absolutely, we want you to record that whenever it is. Maybe it's on June 12th, maybe it's on another day, but send those videos to us also, and we'll give you another date a little later. We don't want to confuse the community with too many dates, but you will definitely be invited to send us the video of your Global Water Dances event later so that we can include it in our compilation video. At the end, Vanya organizes all of the sites from all around the world in one video, and it'll be like the 2021 compilation video. And that video, that compilation video shows the Global Water Dances events, which is again, different than the online video showing. And a major part of the reason why we're having this Zoom is to clarify things, because we threw a lot at you because we kept on coming up with these ideas and we were so excited and we didn't stop ourselves, and I'm happy we didn't. But we've been getting a lot of questions like, this is what now? And when is this? And that's a new deadline. So just to be clear again, and I'll show, and Zakarula, I see your hand, I have not forgot you. I just want to show you again on my screen the different initiatives. So on June 8th, we have the Splash Mob. That's a 1-minute dance that you upload to the social media accounts with the tags and hashtags. June 9th, 10th, and 11th are the film showings, and that is your creative interpretations inspired by the three categories of ritual, local environmental issue, and global dance. And then we have the Global Water Dance events themselves that follow the model of Section 1, ritual, Section 2, local dance, Section 3, global dance, Section 4, participatory dance. A lot of us are not going to be doing our Global Water Dances events on June 12th. Is that okay? Yes, it is. Good answer. But whenever you do them, record them. If you can live stream them, great. But even if you cannot, record them so that you can send us that like archival information after the fact, and we can include it in our compilation video. So far we've talked about the Splash Mob, the film showing, and we have begun to talk about the Global Water Dances event. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I hear Zakarula's question. She disappeared.
I'm here. I'm here. Do you hear me?
So do you have a question about
Yes.
anything, especially the online video showing?
Okay. I had the help from Antja and Sibile, also from Vanya with an email about this. I'm going to ask now, but I also need your opinion because we have 3 categories, and I have Vanya told me that on the email, and thank you everyone for the answers so immediate, that we can do maybe the 3 categories, both. All of them, but we have to put one category on the title, I think.
Yes.
So it's a little bit difficult for me, maybe because I can't understand the ritual part completely, to say if this is the ritual part. So I'm gonna ask you if my video and my team's video talk about the behavior of people against the recycling and the protection of the environment. Is that something like a local thing or a ritual thing, or it has to do with the way that I'm going to perform on the video in order to put the title? Which of them?
It's a very good question. My gut response is category 2, local environmental issues. What you're asking is super important though, because we know that life and dance and this work that we're doing doesn't always fit into neat boxes. We are just asking you to choose a category to help us with the curating of the online showing. The main motivation for that constraint is to help us figure out how we fit in the videos over the 3 days. So the thing that pops up most to me when you say that is local environmental issue. Knowing that, I want you to hear me and I want everybody to hear me. We know that if you choose one of those categories, it's not just that. We know the complexity of your work. So do us a favor, pick a category, but know that we completely understand that it's not just one thing. You know?
Yes, I understand, but I think I'm gonna talk or send you an email or talk more about the ritual part, because the way we're gonna show it, I think that it has something from that. I want to be accurate when I put the title.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my email in the chat.
I know it.
Everyone. I'm gonna put for everyone.
Okay, for everyone, yes.
But I really look forward to talking with you about this.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to getting your email. We can set up a Zoom.
And the second question has to do with the date of the live Global Water Dances event. So if you want, I can wait for later. It doesn't have to do with the video now.
Great. Hold your question until we move to the next section, but don't forget it. Okay. Rabia's here. The name of the video I made is Other Than One of the Categories. Does my videographer also have to write one of the categories titles under the name, or Rabia, are you able to unmute? It's a very good question. I want to make sure that I understand it. There you go. Thank you so much. Can you ask me again your question?
I don't know if you see and hear me.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
We see and we hear you.
Okay, because I can't see me, but okay. Yeah, we already made our video. We already filmed everything, and now my videographer tries to put it all together. And we have a title. Our title is Water Means Life, and we know which category we want, but do we have to write Water Means Life, so our title, and then under it, do we have to write the category, or do we just have to pass in an email, hey, this belongs to this or this category?
Wonderful question. Thank you, thank you, thank you for asking that question. The answer is no, you do not have to add the category to your titles in your film. I'm going to share my screen now and take you to the 4 choreographers page. So we talked about the splash mob, and now we're scrolling down to talk about the online film showing. If you click here, you see some detailed information, the guidelines, the requirements, And here is where you see, choose one of the following 3 categories. If you click here, film submission form, we ask you for your basic information, your email address, site leader, etc. I'm scrolling down one of the categories. This is where you tell us which category. So you don't have to put it anywhere in your video. This is how we know which category. And then duration, synopsis. I should point out, this is super, super important. We would like to receive not your entire video, but a link to where we can download your video. So here it says link to video file. Enter a link so that we can access your video file. Make sure the file is downloadable and include a password if applicable. We are suggesting, because we've worked with these platforms in the past and they have not failed us, Dropbox, Google Drive, Vimeo, or WeTransfer. So for WeTransfer, you have a choice. When you use WeTransfer, you can actually transfer the whole file of whatever you're sending, or you can transfer a link. So we would want you to choose the option where you send us a link, and then we will use that link to access your video.
Okay, we will upload it on YouTube. So I will send the YouTube link to you.
It's okay, Vanya?
Yeah, that's fine. We can download from YouTube. The only thing is that when we download from there, the quality is not necessarily the best. So if you have your original file and you can send it through WeTransfer or any of those options that Natasha was showing, your video will be of better quality, will be much better.
To know. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a great question from Paula asking about what's the final email address to send the video to. And I really want to just remind you that, oh no, you do need this information. Because like, for example, WeTransfer, you have to include an email. Do we have a special email address, Vanya, for just this, or are we using info?
We are, even if using WeTransfer, we would like you to select the option of upload a video link so we can download from there, not an address, because in the past we were using address and then we were receiving all these videos and sometimes without the right information, and we would like to use the form instead of using an email. So we have all the information in one single place. I know it will be kind of an extra, like thing to upload the video, but if we have many videos, it's better to have just all the information of your video itself, on that form. So if you can do that, it will be awesome. And I think we can show also, I'm going to show the WeTransfer option.
Great. While you're looking for that, Vanya, can you just repeat what you just said? Because it was super clear. You said for WeTransfer, select the option for a link. I missed something else you said.
Yes, and I think it will be better if I explain it this. I don't know if I have the potential to share my screen.
Okay, let me make sure that you do.
I think so. Let's see.
Yep.
So, okay, great. So if you go to WeTransfer.com, and in the past we had also a global water dances, and we're going to add that option. But if your file is less than 2 gigs, and usually that's the case for videos under 5 minutes, you can here on WeTransfer, the first thing that you're going to see is this: add your files. You can select the file that you want to, send. Like, let's say, I don't know. Oh, that's Natasha there. Yeah. You know, and you see this is 1 gigabyte. And here, instead of to put an email to, you're going to click on these 3 dots, and you're going to get a transfer link. So you put, this is a video, you put your name, let's say location, right? And then you click on get a link. And then after everything is transferred, you're going to get, oh, I chose a really big file. You're going to get a link, and that's the link that you're going to put on your Global Water Dances film submission form. Yeah, oh, I changed it, and now I don't know how to go back. Oh, here, there we go. So you're going to see that this is, you know, uploading, and you're going to get the link, and that link is the one that you're going to put instead of sending to you know, a specific email address. Okay. So that's an option. You can use also Google Drive, and you can put the address again. So it's not an email. Hopefully that is clear.
I just put in the chat for retransfer, click on the 3 dots and select the option for a transfer link. After receiving the link, include that link on your submission form. Thank you so much, Fania. That was super, super clear, super helpful. When I've used retransfer in the past, I always get the file. I never knew that I had that option. So thank you for that tutorial on the spot. All right, some people are leaving. Thank you so much for being here. We still have a little bit more to get through, but I do see that we are past an hour. So if you have to go, totally makes sense. Do what you got to do. We are recording this session, so whatever you missed, you'll be able to check out later. Paula has a question about the release form. Excellent. Would it be possible to add that sentence to the film submission form? Oh, okay.
Hi, can I speak?
Paula, yes, please. Hello.
Hi, sorry for not putting my video on, but I'm not at home.
No
yes,
problem.
Very simply. So hi from London. The release form. Where you're basically asking to give the rights to share and distribute the videos and pictures on your website. The question I've been receiving is, once we share the material with you, would it be still possible to share our own material throughout our network? I mean, am I right in thinking that it's not an exclusivity contract, right?
No, Vanya, definitely jump in, but no, it's not at all. You have the right to do what you want with your video.
You're basically asking permission for you to use the video, right? Because maybe, I don't know, people can be intimidated saying, oh, I want to use the pictures for my own portfolio, whatever, so
it's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. For us, the motivation behind that is so that it's okay for us to show the video on our platform. And we're relying on the site leaders and the choreographers to make sure that it's okay with their videographers, their dancers, that Global Water Dances is showing their images and movement on our platforms. That's the motivation behind that. Does that answer your question, Paula? Did I do a good job, Vanya, with that? Thank you so much. That was a great question.
Amazing, thank you.
Yes. Bye, Pamela. So happy to have you here. I will continue. We are almost done. Back to the PowerPoints. That is nowhere to be found. Do you see it? I don't see it. Did you see it? No?
Let's show you your Safari.
Okay, I think it's gonna work now. Back to Zoom, share screen, And yes. So we talked about the splash mob. We talked about the film showing, and we're going to talk just a little bit about this. This is the part of what we do that is, you know, we've been doing this part for 10 years. So the only reason we are highlighting the Global Water Dance event in association with June 12th is that that's the day that we encourage you to live stream. This goes back to the very beginning of Global Water Dances, when we had this idea that at any point in a 24-hour period, you could connect to the live streaming event and see a dance happening in any part of the world. And it was this idea that there was going to be figuratively a wave of global water dances over a 24-hour time period. That's why we associate the Global Water Dances event with June 12th. But like I said before, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face, do your event whenever you can and send us videos of that event as soon as you're able after the fact. So traditionally, the Global Water Dances event have 4 sections: ritual, we can also just call it an opening ceremony; local dance, where you are highlighting what is special about your local site; global dance, where you are performing the global dance, which is 5 minutes now, that everybody in the world is performing; and participatory dance, a very simple sequence of 4 movements to get your audience involved. So let me stop sharing and ask any questions about the Global Water Dances event. How are things going for you? Are you able to organize on-site events in your part of the world? What are the challenges? What are the successes? Yeah, we don't have a lot of time to hear from everybody. This is the point in the meeting that I was thinking about. Maybe we could go into breakout rooms so people could have an opportunity to really share what they're doing. But I think I need to let you go sooner than later. So we'll save that for another day, maybe. But if anyone has like a burning question or something that they really, really want to share, please. Zakrula, I see your hand, and I also see Victoria's hand, and I see Betty's hand, and I see Maria's hand. Excellent. Yes, Zakrula.
Okay. There is something that I was thinking from 2011 that I did the first Global Waters with Istina Banalopoulou. And the idea was that I feel that this is so great and so big, but in our community, they don't really see how big it is. That's why I wanted to maybe in some way connect with other countries at the same time, at the same date, I don't know. So I would like to ask you now if I can get a really big screen in Thessaloniki, in Greece. Can we do and combine the live event on 12th with the Zoom meeting on 13th? So I can I make the Zoom live and open to everyone that are gonna be there?
So you're saying, I need to make sure that I understand your question. You're saying that your Global Dances event would be on Sunday, June 13th, during the time when we will be meeting with everyone in the world to do the global dance and the participatory dance. Am I correct?
Yes, we would like to do it at the same date, but not at the same time, because we want to we're gonna do it depends on the time we're gonna do the Zoom meeting. So we're gonna do the ritual part, the local part, the global dance, and then the participatory dance maybe in the 4th part. We're gonna do the schedule in that way that we're gonna get on the Zoom meeting then.
So for June 13th, for the Sunday?
Yes.
Interesting. So that way, I'm trying to understand your motivation. So basically the people in your local in your location will see, look, you're a part of this global community.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Well, that's very interesting. I don't know if I'm going to answer your question, but I'm just talking from my gut. What stops you from doing your event whenever you want, including Saturday, but then inviting all of your people to the Zoom meeting on Sunday?
I didn't know that I can do the 2 dates in one. And I didn't know that this Zoom meeting was for everyone and not only for the choreographers and the site leaders.
Huh, this is a good question. Vanya, help.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, don't apologize for being creative and challenging. It's wonderful. I mean, I have all sorts of opinions, but I want to hear what Vanya has to say.
I was checking also the chats while we were doing this. But I think why not? I mean, the idea will be that in actually showing how many people around the world are connecting at the same time, this will increase the, you know, the like the meaning of being dancing together. And I think it's a great idea. And I think, why not? Yes, it's like we were thinking about, you know, doing something like a closure, like basically for us, because usually we are so busy doing this, and then it's like, okay, yes, it's like a final Zoom meeting when we are all dancing together. But yes, also we can include audience, you know. I'm thinking about how many people the Zoom meeting can handle. If we want, I mean, if every one of our, you know, choreographers would like to do that, you know. But I think if you are connecting with that, you know, if you are the one who is connecting and you are showing that with everybody, I think that's an amazing idea. Like,
Mohammed said 100 people.
Sakura,
what were you saying?
There's a webinar option too.
There's a webinar option that's like thousands. So.
Okay, the idea was to just get I'm gonna be connected, so the other people they're gonna see it. But if you're scheduling something for the choreographers, I don't really like to mess it up. So maybe I can find something else in order for the people to see that it's globally.
No, but I don't want to say no, because because what I heard you just say was that you were planning to have like a gathering and have a huge screen, so it would just be you zooming in. So it wouldn't be all of your people zooming in. What? So yeah, why not?
Yes, I think, you know, it will be you, like only one connection, but everybody will be able there to see live everybody else. And it's the same, I mean, your idea could be something that everybody else could do too. Like, yes, I'm the site leader and all the site leaders from around the world are over there, you know, and in the case of the webinar, I think we can highlight people, right? The videos. So that would be amazing, Sakura.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying instead of doing your event on this Saturday, you would do it on, you just have to like be patient with me, because this is, you know, it's like it's like a new.
I'm sorry from my English, because I can speak the same way.
You're clear. This has nothing to do with you. It's my brain like exploding with excitement, because what you're saying is that you would go through the event just like any other event, but then when it came time to do the global dance, your community would be doing the global dance with the globe. Yes, do it, do it, do it.
Yes, yes.
And take pictures and videos of that, because that would be just like, can you imagine? Because I don't know how many people are going to be in our Zoom meetings on the Sunday, but the answer is yes.
Thank you. I hope I can overcome the technical things. So thank you very much. I hope I'll see you everyone there.
That's exciting. So let's go back to the chat. Yeah, Vanya, on release forms, can we include our individual and company identity to also use for our release form as well? I think I would say make a second release form, even if it's more complicated, just to have things be super clear. That's my gut that tells me that. Because for example, because I already did my Global Water Dances event, I had my dancers sign the release form that Global Water Dances asks for, but then I have my own organization and I want to be able to show the video of their work on my organization's platforms. And it was just simpler for me, even if it's a copy paste situation, and then I'm inspired by Global Water Dances language, but I have it on my separate organization's letterhead. That's my gut telling me that. Vanya's nodding, so we're moving on. Oh, Sibel, you don't have to apologize. You're here exactly when you were supposed to be here. I understand the pandemic is your great challenge. I'm sure that is true for so many people around the world. And we're hoping that you, maybe because you were late, I'm gonna just take this opportunity to say it again. This is a very difficult time to do the kind of work that we're doing. So maybe this year it's smaller than last year, because the work you did in 2019 was just stunning and phenomenal and so complex and multi-layered and really, really important. And it doesn't have to be like that every year, because every year is not the same. So maybe you work smaller, maybe you work inside, and then build up that energy and momentum for 2023. Whatever you are able to do is exactly what you're supposed to do for 2021. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you for that question. And thank you for sharing that challenge so that other people don't feel alone. Mohammed writes, it might be possible though, COVID-19, we will see how to go about it. Hakuna Matata, yes, I agree. Is it okay to do sections 2 and 3 in a different order? Mindy Share, for those of you who don't know, Mindy Share was one of the invited guests for our second webinar series with the theme of ritual, water, and ecological stewardship. Mindy is a phenom, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I love that she asked this question, because it shows that people that have been doing this in a really intense way still have questions like this, which are very, very simple. And the answer is yes, do what you have to do. Because we trust that the choices that you're making make sense for your community. Hi, Mindy. Oh, yes. I just agreed with Vanya. We do that a lot. Vanya and I agree a lot. Okay, so Vanya answered Deborah. 550,000 on the webinar option. Ah. Great, so back to Mindy. We are able to come together for the rehearsals outside and inside masked. We may reverse the phase, go backwards our phase. Soon meaning couldn't have many people attend, watch. Not sure how to limit the people watching on site. My gut tells me you can set up physical, like visual barriers between the people. Like maybe a sign, a few signs in the area reminding people to maintain social distancing. Love that idea for Sunday. We were doing whole event Sunday. What time is the Zoom time to do it with all site leaders? Great question, Mindy. Vanya is definitely going to send that information out. And I'm thinking, because of Zakarula's idea, because of your excitement about Zakarula's idea, maybe Vanya has to send that information out sooner than later. There will be 2 showings on June 13th 4 p.m. New York, and 9 a.m. CET. She's on top of it. I totally forgot that. Thank you, Vanya. But I think that we need to put that in an email so that the rest of the world knows, just in case they want to coordinate, like Zakarul is attempting to coordinate.
Yes, and update our website. I just saw that it's not updated. It just says Zoom, and it doesn't say the times. We were thinking about doing actually the invitation and everything, but we need to be sure about the webinar option and the amount of people. We're like, yes, we're going little by little.
Yeah.
Flash mob, film showing, and
Yeah.
now we're going to put that also on our website. No worries, and send an special, as Natasha saying, a special invitation for that.
And again, this is why these Zoom meetings are really helpful. We get an opportunity to support you, but we also get an opportunity to find out what we need to be, on top of more, because like Vanya says, there's so many things going on. So this is why your questions and your comments and your ideas are really, really important for us, because it really is reciprocal, mutually beneficial, enriching, kind of like infinity spiral. Sharing what Victoria wrote. My intention is simplicity and ease. Although I have tried to get more people inspired to join me to create the event on June 12th and have not had success, I am seeing this as an opportunity to imagine an event that is anchored on me as a solo performer, with me intending to create ritual and local dance inspired by whoever shows up on the day.
And I'm just going to tell you, as
Victoria, some love, please, for that beautiful statement.
Can I just share, hearing you read that back to me, I realize how this is like a real developmental edge for me. I dance all the time, but the idea of actually saying that I believe in myself as a dancer, that I'm going to invite people to actually come and consciously observe me, rather than it just be me out on the street and with dancing, right? That's different. And that for me is the big piece, having that faith in myself. So thank you for the inspiration.
You are very welcome from all of us. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the courage. And thank you for reminding us that even if we feel alone in our individual places, you are held up by a global community. So maybe what I just said about the reciprocity of this work, that's what we're talking about here. I feel you. I'm in a part of a world where this body doing dance in the street is really weird to look at. And now I'm thinking, I need a little bit of Victoria in my day. So I appreciate that. That was beautifully written.
And I can also tell you, it was the webinar with Karen Bradley that inspired me, because I realized that because of the part of the world I'm in mid-Missouri, there's dancing, and some people actually believe dancing is a sin. Right? This is a pretty conservative community, that I have actively not called myself a dancer for years. I've called myself a mover. And then in her webinar, when she was talking about, that moving is the difference between moving and dance is the expressivity. And it just struck me how I have cut off this expressive part of myself by calling myself a mover.
Interesting.
I'm just a mover. And so for me, this is really a huge thing to call myself a dancer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Amen. And I will also say, teaching with a lot of experience teaching middle schoolers and adolescents, how we language a thing is really, really important. How our intentions, I think, are even more important. So we can say what we need to say to be true to our audience, while also having an intention that is true to us. Those two things can exist in the same space and time. Thank you. Yes, Tamia, you are absolutely able to participate in Global Water Dances. And from where are you participating? Where in the world are you?
Ecuador, Quito.
Is this your first time?
Yeah, this will be the first time. Yeah, and we are very excited. Yeah, we're going to.
Oh, welcome to the family.
So we have right now Tamia, we have Olivia and Fernanda from Peru. So they are here in the chat, and also Sibel from Brazil. So South America, yay! Represented here. Good job. Thank you, and welcome to our community. Bienvenida.
And definitely check out the map. You know, registering puts you on the map, and the map is there for networking. So definitely reach out to other site leaders in your part of the world or another part of the world and ask for support and advice. And we're definitely here for you, Vanya and I, and all the steering committee members, but there's like 100 plus. And so did you just sign up?
Yeah, that was on Friday. So, yes.
So I think you are the last one to sign up so far. So you're the new, you know, that's super exciting. You added to our number. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and I also submitted the fund, the application for the funding. So
excellent.
yeah,
So
we're looking forward.
For me to talk about the Site Impact Fund. Thank you, Vanya, for being on top of the chat. I will leave the chat and I will share my screen for the last time because I gotta let you go at some point. So we talked about the splash mob. We got some clarity on that. We talked about the film showing online, and we were just finishing talking about both the Global Water Dances event and the Global Dance online. And in the chat, Vanya put the times of the 2 Zoom events for the June 13th. So please scroll back to see that. So I don't think I need to focus on this slide because you have access to the 5-minute global dance and also videos of the participatory dance. So the last slide is about the Site Impact Fund. What is SIF? SIF provides mini grants of 500 USD that will help to support collaboration between Global Water Dance's site leaders and an environmental partner or organization whose mission is aligned with that of Global Water Dance. In order to apply for this fund, we ask you to be a registered Global Water Dance's site leader. We have guidelines that I'm going to show you, and we have an application. So I'm going to go to Global Water Dance's website, and at the side, if you are on the 4 choreographers page, because this grant is only for our site leaders and 4 choreographers. So if you're already on the 4 choreographers page, you can look in one of the boxes and find funding opportunities. Click on that, and there's a list of opportunities that we have discovered over the years. The first one is our very own Site Impact Fund, which was piloted in 2019. And we're really excited about continuing this opportunity. And the reason is because it speaks not only to the mission, but the vision of what Global Water Dances is all about. We really, in addition to, I'll go back to our slide in the very beginning. In addition to participatory art, we are committed to environmental activism, and we cannot do it alone. We need partners. And this one is all about partnering with organizations that are experts at environmental activism. They absolutely want to work with people like us because we attract audiences, because we move people. Dance is really important. In our documentary, the narrator says it's really important to love water before taking care of it. So we provide environmental organizations an opportunity for their constituents and our constituents to embody water, to appreciate water from the inside out, to love water. And we also need them. We need their know-how, we need their expertise, we need their network. And this fund is all about forging that relationship for the purpose of impact. That is the purpose of this fund, is to have lasting impact. So you will go after registering as a Global Water Dance site leader, you can click here to see the guidelines. This tells you what the requirements are. It tells you the deadline. It tells you how the money, how and when the money is distributed, and what are the requirements for this, this mini grant. We want you to write a final report of your collaboration. We would love to see receipts of how you spent the money. Documentation is really, really important because we can't be there with you, but we want to get a glimpse into what the experience and the event was like. We would love photos and videos. We absolutely want to receive a letter of participation from the environmental organization or partner so that they understand that they are an equal partner in this. It's really important that that's an equal collaboration and that you get the support that you need. And then we would love to see a final budget. What are some ways where this partnership, like what are some examples of this kind of partnership? The like a representative from the environmental organization can come talk to the audience that you are putting together about their organization, giving specific concrete examples of how they could protect water. You can, I think it was Rabia who mentioned that one of her environmental partners would be taking the audience on a nature walk. Along that nature walk, why not have movement and creativity and dances so that it's a real interesting interplay between the science and the artistry. There are lots of ways that this can happen. The only limit is your imagination and the imagination of the partner. And we encourage all of you to not only apply, but also to spread the news, because it's really important that we have people participating in this. Even if this is the first time that you'd be doing something like this, and you might be unsure, you might not know, like, if you can, like, you know, muster up all that needs to happen in order to do this. We ask you to apply, mostly because we want to support you in a specific way, but also because we want to show funders and donors that their money can be used for real good in the world. And the more participation we have in this, the more we can attract more support, financial support and resource support from funders and donors who are really excited to have their money be used in this really important, long-lasting, sustainable way. Any questions about SIF, the Site Impact Fund? In the document, you will see at the very end of the page, there's a link to a playlist that Vanya put together of the past recipients of the SIF in 2019. It can give you just a little glimpse of the kind of work that was inspired and informed by these partnerships. So definitely check that out if you need some motivation or inspiration. You can also look for the names of those site leaders, find them on the map. You can ask them questions, maybe to give you a little boost. But definitely look at the documents, explore, ask questions. Vanya and I and all of the steering committee are here for you. Anybody want to add anything about SIF or questions about SIF before we say goodbye to each other? All right. Well, this went longer than I thought. I'm so impressed that you're still here. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for your ideas. Thank you so much for your inspiration. We did not get to move at all. We saw a little bit of movement, but we cannot say goodbye without doing a little bit of movement. So let's do the participatory dance. Unmute yourselves. You could do it in your chair. You could do it standing up. The language is the clouds go up, the rain falls down, the water comes in, the water goes out, and really make a big circle. We can say around the world. We can do that 2 times, and then we'll say goodbye to each other. How about that? Sound good? All right, here we go. And the clouds go up, and the rain falls down. The water comes in, and the water goes out. Around the world, the clouds go up, and the rain comes down. Water comes in, splash your body, and the rivers go out around the world. And let's give each other a squeeze. Hands to the side of your screen so we feel connected, and give yourself a thank you so much. Thank you so much. Unmute yourselves. I want to hear a cacophony before we say goodbye to each other. Let's talk over each other.
Oh, goodbye.
Asante sana.
Bye.
Mucho gracias.
Au revoir.
Dankeschön. Viel Spaß. Viel Spaß. Ich auch. Ich spreche Deutsch. Ich spreche Italienisch.
Mohammed.
Ciao a tutti. Una matata.
Muchas gracias.
Bye, everybody.
Muchas gracias.
Ciao. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Mindy, it's good to see you. Thank you for showing us your face. Your beautiful face. All right, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you so much. Bye, Monica. I'm so happy that everything worked out with the map finally. Thank you so much for your
thanks to you. Thanks a lot.
Our pleasure. Bye-bye.